What is going on, everybody? James Lott here, aka JT, and this is not Free Tip Friday. I know some of you hit me up yesterday and asked me what happened to your Free Tip Friday, and my apologies, but I was working, and then also I have family visiting Newport Beach from Palmdale. Shout out 661. So I wanted to make sure that I spent time with them, make that a priority, because at the end of the day, what is all this work? What does all this matter if you can't spend time with your friends, family, and loved ones? But I definitely want to keep it consistent. Don't want to give you guys a tip. So what I'm going to go over today is the offer process. So how to submit an offer on a house. A lot of people think that buying a home is almost as easy as buying a car. You walk onto a lot, you say this is the price that you want to pay, you do some paperwork, and then you close that same day and get it done. However, in a real estate transaction, it's not like that. If you look at one of my past free tips, I believe it was either the third or fourth one, I go into detail about how many different hands touch one real estate transaction. There's a lot of different moving pieces. And that is why when you submit an offer, especially in a climate where it's competitive, where there's multiple offer situations, you want to make sure that you are going into the situation educated and you're putting your best foot forward. So it's not just about price. Price is super important. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if two offers are exactly the same, a seller is most likely going to offer the one with the higher price. However, a way that you can make your offer a little bit more, make it stand out more, is if you play with the contingency time frame. So in the state of California, there are 3 contingencies to the sale of the property that are super important. So you have the home inspection, the appraisal, and the actual loan approval. Now, you have 17 days, and this is standard, to get your home inspection done and to get your appraisal done. And then you have 21 days to get your loan approval done. However, those are just the standard days. You can actually lessen those days or lengthen them depending on the seller's situation. So what I'll typically do is when my client wants to submit an offer on a house, I'll talk to the listing agent and I'll say, hey, look, what is the seller's situation? How can we make this offer as favorable as possible? Obviously, price is something that they want, but aside from that, are they in a rush to get out of the house? Do they need more time? Do they need to do a rent back? That way, I can kind of get a little bit more detail about how we can structure our offer to make it more appealing. So let's say a seller is in a rush to move out of state. And yeah, price is important. However, they need to be out on a certain date at a certain time. I'll say, okay, look, my client is willing to do their home inspection in a week. They're also willing to do their appraisal in 2 weeks, and they'll get their loan approval completely done in 14 days, 12 days, 10 days. That is going to be a lot more appealing to a seller who's in a situation where they need to move, because it shows that the buyer, my client, is going to move forward with purchasing their house quicker and sooner. And that is super important. So that is one thing that you could do to make sure that you stand out, is play with the contingency timeframes. Now, I typically go over this in detail in person during a buyer's consultation. Those of you out there who are looking for a house, if you ask a realtor about doing a buyer consultation for you and they don't know what you're talking about, that's a red flag, because you as a buyer, you want to make sure that you're educated from the very beginning. So anyways, that's my quick couple free tips. I guess that was a couple free tips. So you play with your contingency timeframes, make them shorter to make your offer a little bit more appealing, and then also do a buyer consultation before you even start the home buying process. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. Have a great weekend.